honoree today is Mr. Andrew Mokentine. Andrew Mokentine was born on August 26, 1948 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He graduated from Plymouth High School in 1965, and while at PHS, Andy participated in FFA, football, and track and field.
On August 10, 1967, he enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps for a 4-year commitment. Andy's brother made the same commitment and was in Vietnam when Andy was there. After enlisting, Andy went through 8 weeks of boot camp at MCRD in San Diego and then 4 weeks of combat training at Camp Pendleton. When we met with Andy in October, he told us that boot camp was his favorite part of being in the military.
He was assigned MOS 0311 Rifleman Infantry after combat training and was flown to Okinawa, Japan. He was then sent to Da Nang, South Vietnam to receive all of his gear for combat duty, just after Christmas in 1967. The Tet Offensive occurred immediately after his arrival.
He was then flown by helicopter to the Valley Forge amphibious assault ship and then flown by helicopter again on Operation Quang Tri Province from February 6, 1968 until May 20, 1968, where he participated in Operation Saline and Operation Napoleon Saline.
On March 1st, 1968, he was on the first amphibious landing craft to cross the Perfume. 20 men were to land on the island and secure it. His craft took heavy fire after the door was opened. He and 3 other Marines, the only survivors, jumped into the water at 4 a.m. and the landing craft closed its doors and left them. They got to shore and returned fire until the rest of the company landed to help them. After over 24 hours of fighting, only 15 Marines out of the 236 were still alive. All of those 15 soldiers were wounded but kept fighting. Andy had been shot in the shoulder and had an injury to his leg and foot. The next morning, after more troops had been sent in, Andy was able to fly out to be sent to a hospital ship to heal. Because the Army was so desperate for troops, Andy was only hospitalized for 4 weeks before he was sent back to Vietnam. Andy returned to Vietnam and participated in Operation Lancaster II and Operation Charlton in Quang Tri Province. On May 24, 1968, Andy was wounded a second time. He received head trauma from an exploding rocket attack and was bleeding from his ears and nose. He was quickly flown to a hospital ship, then to Da Nang, and finally out of Vietnam. Andy was transferred to an hospital in Okinawa and then flew back to the United States to a hospital in Texas.
He was transferred to many hospitals for the next year, ending up at the Naval Hospital in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he was told that there was nothing else that could be done for him and was given a medical discharge. On August 29, 1969, a little over 2 years after enlisting, Andy was sent home to Plymouth, Wisconsin.
After returning from war, Andy did not receive any benefits or help from the VA because at that time, Vietnam was an occupation, not a war. He waited almost 20 years to get compensated for his injuries sustained in battle. To this day, he continues to struggle with the head injury he sustained and also suffers from PTSD, experiencing night sweats as a result of his trauma. Mr. Mokentine said the biggest challenge he had to overcome was his own fear. Andy was married on July 19, 1969 to Carol. They had 3 children together as well as 5 grandchildren, one of whom served in the Army. Despite Andy's injuries, he worked many jobs throughout his adult life, including factory worker and dairy farmer. In 2001, he went on total disability after 34 years of service and work. Andy told us that he thinks everyone should go into the military or at least go through boot camp to get some growing up. He said there are many opportunities in the military, and it can allow you to pay for college and learn to fly jets. Thank you for your sacrifices and service to our country, Mr. Mokentine. members of Plymouth VFW Post 5612 Color Guard: Alan Arndt, Tammy Dassow, Dan DeLorme, Larry First, Jim Keller, Jerry Cooney.